Here we go.
Hey, what's that? What's going on?
We're doing it now.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah. It's some Elliott Jordan and influence. No, sorry, wrong way around. Influence with Jordan Elliott.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
And I am David, and that is
Shane, and we are the Umbilical Brothers.
one thing we did in our career was a little tiny show called The Upside Down Show. Influence of Jordan Elliott, and you'll hear all about it.
Welcome to Influence with Jordan Elliott. Today, I am thrilled to be joined by the multiple award-winning Umbilical Brothers, Shane Dundas and David Collins, who are best known to my Gen Z listeners from the Upside Down Show. What's up, Umbies? How is it going right now?
Doing just great. We're in New York City, baby.
Yeah, we're scoping out a theater. We're doing a show there next month. So.
We're doing a show in New York in the last 2 weeks of May, and I booked it and I paid for it because we've been in talks with a New York theater here for years, and they just offered us 3 nights for like $68,000, and we went, yeah, no, we can't do that. And so I found a theater, and it was like an old synagogue. And I thought, oh, that sounds awesome, 200-seater. We've never seen it, so I just paid the money. We're going to see it this afternoon. But yeah, apparently if we do a show on Friday nights, it has to be late because there's a service before the show. So when they said old synagogue, they meant a freaking synagogue. We're performing in a synagogue.
Operational. Yeah.
I truly am so excited. I feel like I've waited so long for you guys to do a big New York show, and I've already bought my tickets. For those who haven't seen your recent work online, can you describe what they'll experience at this show?
It's a theatrical multiverse, right? I know that word is thrown around a lot. We've got green screens on stage with cameras, and we're working in front of the cameras, and our co-creator, Doug, mixes it all live and throws it up onto a screen above us. So we're integrated into special effects, and all this stuff is happening simultaneously. It's like watching a movie and the making of at the same time.
We have a lot of stuff on the internet. We have a lot of stuff on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, but nothing is like. This is my favorite thing about this show is very different from all the others. We know there's nothing like this show because nobody could tell us how to do this show. When he was alive, we toured with Robin Williams, we did stadiums with him, and we got very close to the people who did the audio visual because we were doing stuff like in stadiums with tens of thousands of people. We were like coming out with action fingers, like going, "Hey, everybody, this is what it looks like for the people up the back. Hey, could you just zoom in on this?" And so that on this massive screen,
Yeah.
they just have this little
These
tiny
big
finger.
guys.
Hey guys, hey Knuckles, how you doing? Yeah, all
I'm
right.
fine, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we worked out was that even if people are sitting in the front row, they're watching the screen. It's the most bizarre thing. They've got Robin Williams right there, or us, or whoever, but they're still watching the screen because the screen
Yeah.
is massive. And hang on a minute,
That's where our brains
why
are,
don't we
right?
just make
Yeah,
a
yeah.
show where it's got a comment about this screen prison that we've put ourselves in. So we bring people to the theater to watch live people. These live people are performing right for them. These people that you've seen from your childhood, but you won't be able to watch them performing live because you'll be distracted, which is the name of the show. You'll be distracted by them on the massive screen because on the screen they're there,
Yeah.
but there's special effects and
So you're watching two realities at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
And the comedic reality of us trying to get into position to create all of these scenes that you're seeing above. So there's two levels of comedy happening at the same time.
I'm trying not to spoil anything for you because it's really good and it's really cheap.
I'm I'm so excited. That sounds so awesome. You
Mm.
guys have been together for well over 30 years now. You look exactly the same, but your comedy is very physical. Do you find it
I'm wearing
harder to bounce back after a show now that you've been doing it for so long?
We've actually done this perfectly because our first 6 shows were hell of a lot of jumping around. And this is the first show, as you see on the Saturday nights, we're doing a 3 o'clock and a 7 o'clock in New York. Most of the show, we're in front of cameras, so we have to be still, but the cameras are down where you are. So most of the show, we're actually squatting like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So,
It's a great quad workout,
wait,
basically,
one,
because
one,
you're low. Your
yeah.
quads are really getting worked.
We had like 400 titles. We went when we were trying to create a title for the show. One of the titles that almost got through was the Umbilical Brothers Thigh and Calf Workout.
There's still a lot of movement. There's a lot of
Oh, yeah,
energy
you
required.
fight yourself. There's a part in the show, and it's better. I can spoil it because it's better than if you look at it, where Shane fights about 50 versions of himself. It's hilarious. Jordan, during that scene that I'm describing,
Yeah.
run up on stage.
Okay.
Run up on stage and be part of
You
the.
can
You
be
are
part
allowed
of
to be
the.
part of
I'm
the.
allowed to do that. That's okay.
Yeah,
For sure, for sure. I mean, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. I'm gonna take your offer and I'm gonna run on the stage.
please. And anyone who's listening, please, you just run up on stage and run up behind me during the riot, and then don't take too long. Come
Yeah.
up, this, and then run out again and film yourself. We just like audience participation. Shane and I, we've never had it in any of our
Yeah,
shows, really.
you just got to sit there.
But you just sit
We
there,
do all the work.
and we do special effects. Parts of you may explode on screen, not in real life. Although there was that woman last night who went to the person who's something happened to the person next to them on screen, and she went, "Oh, that
real one
that
is
didn't
okay.
happen."
But yeah, I mean, it's the same with the Upside Down show. You know, we draw you into the reality, and with that show, as you probably know, we hand things out to the audience.
Most of the things we did were just using the frame.
Yeah.
It's
It's
great.
all about the frame. Yeah, it's all about what's in the frame and what's not quite in the frame, or what's just outside the frame. It's amazing how much comedy you can get out of what isn't there. Good boy.
Sorry.
It's just like stepping back into the Upside Down show, watching you guys now. I had a very Aussie household. I also was big into the Wiggles.
We've got to go now. Sorry, we've got to go.
Oh.
Bye, Jordan. Bye. No, I'm joking. They're friends of ours.
I was gonna ask if there was a little bit of a rivalry between you guys.
They offered us their studio in Sydney to film the second season if we didn't end up filming it in America.
Speaking of the rumors of a continuation of the Upside Down show, there have been ideas floating around for years about the proper send-off with a Upside Down show movie. Have there been any developments since the last we've heard of it?
Not really. No. But, no, a movie was written with
It was a really good script. It was very much in the vein of the show. So that we had this thing, but we just couldn't get the money to put it together. So yeah.
There has been something else that was written like in the last few years. We were messing around with, and I think I might try and invite Adult Swim to come and see the show, and because it's sort of Upside Down show, but for 20 to 28-year-olds, where the kids are now, and it's Shane and I trapped in the house. We're now old, and we're starting to realize things aren't right, and what's with all those.
We should talk to Apple TV. Haven't they got the Upside Down show on Apple?
I'd love to see you guys return to that world, see Fido the Fly, the Muzzies, and Puppet, and all of them. If you are just tuning in, this is Influence with Jordan Elliott. We are sitting down with the Umbilical Brothers, David and Shane. With a name like the Umbilical Brothers, people would probably expect you guys to be actually brothers in real life, but you actually got together through a mishap in a dance class. Can you guys share that story?
Yeah, well, it was, in theatre school. We met in theatre school. So we were training to be actors. You learn a little bit of everything in theatre school. So we had a jazz dance class. I went for, oh my God, okay. And the teacher said, find a partner. You can choreograph your own choreography in the middle of this song, which was, baby, you can drive my car, beep, 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 yeah. And so, we did their choreography, but in the middle, we put a Jackie Chan fight scene.
They said there's eight something.
Yeah, something about that. Yeah.
That you could put your own.
They didn't say what kind of choreography.
They didn't.
So we put,
and we were very much into Jackie Chan at the time, and still are, and have met the guy. He's lovely. Shane was standing next to the wall, and I came up and then ran across the wall and kicked Shane.
Yeah, I think I was
great. It looked great.
Like I had just dodged out of the way. David bounced off the wall with one foot and did this spinning kick. Yeah,
so I think we still passed.
Yeah, it made contact.
Only after Shane went to hospital and got his nose put it back into position.
I was basically smelling to the right. David said, "Oh no, my teacher said you got to straighten it up right away."
My maths teacher. Yeah.
I straightened it. All the blood came out. And your maths teacher?
Maths teacher, yeah.
You should have mentioned.
He was he was the head of the football team.
Right. And that's kind of, we just kept working together after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You guys have had so many years of being together since then, and I'm glad that he had to break your nose to get all of this great content.
We'll try it again in May. Last 2 weeks of May, I'm going to try and break Shane's nose. No, I don't have to do it for real this time. We can do it on because
Yeah.
you've got green screens and cameras.
Oh,
Or do I? Is there a comment section? Could
No, I
we
don't
have
think
like
you have to
no?
do
We
it
could
for
ask,
real.
but we can ask
I
the
mean,
people if
yeah.
the more of the people want it, then we should do what the people
Well,
want.
Doug, our digital guy, he can make my nose fly off my face.
Yeah, he could, but then the people might
They
just
might
want
want
the
the
real
real
thing.
thing.
Yeah, like we've seen all this sort of skullduggery up
Yeah.
there. Now let's see some real blood, please. There is a lot of blood on the screen, by the way. So if you're blood squeamish, don't come to our
It's
show.
digital blood.
It's digital blood, but
Oh no, we do it for real. Everything.
One of my favorite thing that you guys are known for are all of the sound effects that you guys create with your mouth. Was this something that you learned, or were you guys like both growing up making weird noises?
Kids do it when they play. It's a natural thing. It's just we never stop doing it. from
nobody
childhood.
does it like Shane.
Uh,
Nobody is close to how brilliant Shane is at making sounds, and he never rehearses. When I went and saw Shane's home that he grew up in, and in his bedroom, there was just a wall of figures,
and,
like
yeah,
monsters
that
and
kind of
figures
stuff.
and plastic and hard plastic and things. And you go, oh, Mark, what's that? Yeah, and this, oh, and there's he'd had. So I can just so immediately I just pictured Shane coming and making movies, making films, making probably features. He's by himself in his room, just making these
Exactly.
worlds.
It's ridiculous what we do for a living. I mean, when you think about it, what a way to make a living.
Everyone
Depending on
who's listening, you could catch David and Shane live in their upcoming off-Broadway residency at the Actors Temple Theater, The Distraction, at the end of May. Tickets are on sale now, umbilicalbrothers.com.
Tickets are going for this show. They say orchestra, and then they've got this thing called lodge. It goes orchestra and then lodge. I don't know why they've called it that, but it's the balcony. So the Psycho fans are in the front row. I'm sorry, Jordan, if you've got like close to the front row, but you're gonna be like this. The balcony is a much better seat, and you're looking at the screen.
It's mainly about the screen. I mean, we make little comments about screen culture, but really it's about what you see on the screen from these little guys scurrying around underneath.
I'm most looking forward to, I mean, we're getting all these new people to see us around the world who are Upside Down Show fans. It's been so long since we've been here. 99 was our off-Broadway. We were here all of 99.
Wow.
And then did 2001, did a little bit in
A
2007.
little bit of touring around the US.
Little touring around, a lot of Waffle Houses,
Oh, yeah.
But this is before the Upside Down Show. So post Upside Down Show. So you're going to be watching a show with your the people that kind of brought you up, really. A lot of have said, but you're going to be amongst your people. Like everyone around you is going to be the same reason why they're there. It's going to be so. It's going to be so lovely. I can't wait.
Yeah, we
That's
we
gonna
like to
take
say hi, see how people are and yeah, what they like and
Sometimes the hellos after the show go for longer than the show. That's another thing I would say. If you're going to stay for a hello after the show, go and have a drink first.
All
And
right.
half an hour later, come back.
completely drunk.
Yes, that would be like us because we'll be completely drunk.
Well, I'm definitely going to try to meet you guys after the show. So excited for the show. The Distraction coming off Broadway. This has been Influence with Jordan Elliott. I will see you next time.